Today on Suncoast View, actor Tony Danza joins us in the studio to talk about his new one-man cabaret show coming up this week at the Sarasota Opera House.
Society photographer Cliff Rose previews the don't miss events coming up in May.
And the Starlight Players present Ruthless the Musical, and the young star stops by for an interview. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Welcome to the show. Stephanie Roberts is off today, and we're very happy to welcome two guest hosts today. Welcome to Society photographer Cliff Rose, the man about town.
Good day.
Yes, and our celebrity makeup artist, Mickey Williams.
Hey guys,
Straight in from New York.
Yeah.
So Linda, we're in good hands because we have the amazing photographer and the amazing makeup artist. So
Oh boy,
how
I'm
could we
going
look
here
bad?
first.
That's usually the stop, right?
Yes.
You want to hit makeup and hair before you get into the
But
hands.
Cliff can make you look good no
He can
matter
make
what.
miracles.
We'll make you a very good discount price.
Yes. We are a team.
Yes, well, you both are very, very busy, so we are very glad that you are here. And Mickey, we're glad that you are down from New York out of the cold.
I am. Well, it was actually really just a little bit nippy in the morning when I left, but
Okay.
it's supposed to be gorgeous. But I had my cousin's wedding this weekend, so I flew in for that, which was great. There I am.
There you are saying goodbye.
I
to
was
New
like,
York, though.
goodbye. That's right
A
outside
fur
my
coat?
building. It's actually my gorilla. It's fake, but it's. I put that on because I freeze on the flight, but I quickly ditched it as soon as I got off the plane, and it went shoved into my backpack, and I won't look at it again until next winter. Yeah.
A gorilla
Hopefully.
coat.
That's movie
It's not
stuff.
really a gorilla, but you know,
Oh,
I
so-
love, yeah.
See, I would have been telling everybody gorilla coats are in New York. Mickey has
That
one.
was at 6 a.m., so I was pretty happy. I put myself together because I was coming straight to the wedding.
Oh,
but
were
it was
you?
funny. My friends were like, "Who looks like that at 6 a.m. in the morning? Like, what are you doing?" Because it was on my Instagram.
Yes,
But, yeah.
it's that New York life, though, right? You have to get dressed in the morning for who knows what's going to happen the
Yeah,
rest
I was
of the
like,
day.
I'm going to sleep on the plane.
Or you just leave your 4 o'clock a.m.
Yeah, but I did not
dance,
wake
and then you
up
come
like
down.
that. I can tell you that. I don't wake up like that at all.
Well, we are very glad that you are here. We're also very happy to see a familiar face in the kitchen today. Welcome Chef Saul, who has joined the Starlight Room. We are so glad that you are back in the neighborhood, Chef.
Yes.
Thank you.
What are we making today?
Today we're making Saul's NYC Deli stuffed cabbage.
Sounds
Stuffed
good.
Cabbage. So this is part of a special menu that you have brought to Starlight Room. Tell us a little bit about what we can see. There's brunch.
Yeah, we have our basic deli menu: corned beef, pastrami, brisket, of course, famous cheesecake. And on Sundays we have our full deli menu, plus challah French toast, deli omelets, matzo pies, and a couple other blintzes.
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
All those great menu items that we love from you, and we're happy to have them now at the Starlight Room. And we can't wait to join you later on. And of course, the Starlight Room also has theater happening.
Yes,
so
it
we're going to
does.
get a preview of Ruthless the Musical. So it's an
great
exciting
show.
day. But now, Cliff and Linda, you both were together last night.
Yes, we were.
We saw each other at quite a
Really?
lot.
Along with about
This
1,000 of
I
our
don't wanna
closest
start
friends.
rumors. No, but tell us a little bit about We Are Sarasota.
Well, it was wonderful. It was arranged by the legal side of Sarasota, headed by Charlie Ann Seipert and Judge Charles Williams, and they brought together all the attorneys and judges, brought them all to the Opera House last night with various arts organizations, and together with the West Coast Black Theatre Troupe, they put on a wonderful performance on stage, making people fully aware of what the history of Sarasota was about, segregation, and basically with wonderful stories, singing, dancing, was wonderful. I'll let Linda take over. It was
Great
wonderful.
turnout. I see, Linda, you were there with your daughter, Kathy.
With my daughter, and that was Brenda Patton, an awesome attorney who was with us. Of course, Kathy is an attorney
Yes,
too.
yes.
So she was at home, but the West Coast Black Theatre Troupe was awesome. And so were the speakers. People would
Yeah.
come out and say why they were Sarasota. And it showed the diversity of Sarasota. And I've never been so proud. I was
Right.
just thrilled with what was happening. It just gave you such pride in our community. And they brought free 600
students from Booker.
Wow,
Yes.
that's
The buses were
amazing.
everywhere.
And I understand they had been working with the students before the event, so this is all about making sure that people understand change can happen, but you have to have the legal help to make change
Yes.
happen in your community. So what a great
Yeah.
event.
Yes, and they had to be so proud to see that and to see what Sarasota really is.
It was
Yes.
brought back by popular demand. They did one in 2012, and people were kept saying to Charlie Ann, why aren't you doing another one? And so they put one together now, and it went down very, very well. They packed the Opera House. I took one picture of everybody holding hands in the audience and saying, "We are Sarasota," just chanting it out. And these are the heads of the town, you know, all the corporates, and everybody was there. It was great.
In fact, the head of the Florida Bar Association was there, and they are considering taking this statewide. So they would do it in cities all over the state.
But we started it.
Really wonderful. Wonderful for our community. I'm glad that they got a lot of support, so I hope that it won't be another, 6 years. Now they know that there's enough of a demand to do this. And on a side note, it just goes to show the amount of diverse programming that we have. West Coast Black Theater Troupe was there at the Opera House last night, and then this Friday, Tony Danza will be there, who we're going to meet later on in the show. So it's a great time to live here on the Suncoast.
It is.
This is giving me the little lift
We
I
are
think I need
Sarasota.
in the middle of the week. All right. Well, it is time for our first hot topic. And it is a tough time to be a teenager, with the digital footprints and social media posts following the teens into their future. But good news for some of the teens' bad choices, like the recent Riverview promposal that made headlines. 2 Florida universities say that off-color remarks on social media that do not indicate violence are not taken into consideration on college applications. Admission officials say they do not actively track social media, and all they're typically concerned about is a threat to the community. So perhaps the punishment of internet infamy would be enough. What do we think about this, about admissions looking at your social media history?
I believe you should get a second chance. We've all said things, especially when we were teenagers, that we wish we, in fact, I've said something this week I wish I hadn't said. So it happens. And of course, kids have just got to learn not to post those things. They go away in words. They never go away really from the internet, because people read them and remember. So give them a second chance. Don't hold them accountable for life.
You're always going to offend somebody. That's how it goes. And whether you're being kind of threatening, or you're just saying something that's racial, or just doing anything like that, you're always going to offend somebody. Or even if you're just talking about somebody's hair, it could be taken so many different directions.
Or gorilla coat.
Or a gorilla coat. And I think one time we, posting, if you don't put faux in front of it, there's issues, people will attack you. So I think as an adult you know this, but as a child you don't. And you really kind of are still being structured by what your parents' beliefs are, and you haven't been able to get out and really form your own. So I feel like it's kind of scary in that aspect, but I also feel like some of these kids who were posting guns and everything beforehand, I think that there should be some committee. If we're making Facebook have all this security, we should also have the schools that we put our kids in for college step up their game and put as part of monitoring services as well.
Yes, and then they could talk to the kids who are posting guns, and there could be action, not punishment necessarily, but action on why that is wrong.
Putting it looking at it as a prospective employer, for example, say Joey applies to me as an employer for a job, then I'm centered on how he is. And you can bet your life that one of the things I'll do is go into his social account and see what kind of a guy he is, whether it's a threat or not. What kind of language does he use? Does he use expletives when he talks? What are his friends like? What kind of posts does he make?
And that's an important point,
as an employer, I'm going, because you mentioned the fact that they don't do it if it's not a threat. You do it anyway. If you have one person in your vision that you think you can employ, you'll go into his or her social media.
And you're not off the hook. So that is an important point.
Yes.
Like this, the Riverview promposal, that is also an extreme case of that was racially offensive. But you're not off the hook for these things, and your employer can still find them and look at them. But what it is saying is it doesn't stop you from pursuing education. So maybe we can take someone who made a bad mistake and bad judgment and not cut them off before they're a fully developed adult.
Them,
yes,
because that's what they really need. Education.
And they could turn into to be a great ally. I mean, I often think sometimes we need to let people learn a lesson and then kind of convert a little bit.
But here, isn't this kind of interesting that we're even talking about this? Because you can delete your posts. So if you're just not bright enough, if you're going to apply for a college and you don't delete your posts, then I mean, come on. I just thought of that myself. I'm like, but wait, can't they just delete them? But if they're if they're driven by this as their true belief and they don't, then
or
if it's still
you've done
up
something
there,
so bad that the news or agencies report on it, then you're always in trouble. I do feel like parents everywhere might be feeling like, oh, I've been trying to tell them this is going to hurt their
Yeah.
future, and now we're finding out that it might not hurt their college future. But you know, the article does say that if the admissions office gets something sent to them, they'll review it, but they don't actively search your social media history. But we do know, like Cliff says, employers
Yes.
still do. So
Putting up your jilted ex-lover, or you're cringing because you got
Yes.
dumped and things like those kinds of statements, they don't really need to be up there.
No, exactly. So still, you know, it's your social media life is still under scrutiny, just maybe not from the admissions board right now. Well, all right, do you look back at photos, speaking of social life under scrutiny, do you look back at photos of yourself from earlier decades and wonder, what was I thinking? Well, a study by Braun says that most men do not hit their style stride until their 30s, and that men don't really feel confident about their look until their 40s. More than 60% of men admit to following a trend just to appear current without really knowing whether or not it's a good look for them. I am totally guilty of this. Several haircuts and several tight jean bad decisions. Mickey, you're our style expert. How do you help men kind of be confident in style?
I actually had a corporate executive ask me to do some imaging for a couple of people, a couple of VIPs in their group up in New York, and I had to go to LA for it. This was just recently. And I was kind of shocked because it was their initial, these men were very smart, they were very capable, they were already VIPs in this huge corporation, but they go in and they went to the same store because they felt like they had had a good experience at that store, and they bought the exact same suit over and over and over again.
Guilty.
And
Yeah.
I just thought to myself, are you serious? Have you ever gone to a tailor? Have you ever done any of these things? No, no, no. The one lady I liked that used to hem my suit, she's gone now, but then there's another person there. And it was just one after the other. And it was always Nordstrom. It was always Nordstrom.
My
and
dad
I was
had
just,
Kaufman's, Flo at Kaufman's, who always used to help him.
I said, well, okay, why don't we, this is very interesting to me. So if you're going to pay all of this money to image somebody and have them look appropriate and, you know, do these TED Talks and do all of these things, yes, everyone's going to scrutinize their suits, but there was really just that they had no clue. They had the same barber, they had the same everything, they used the same razor they pretty much started with. It was ridiculous. I was just kind of like, wow, this is real. There is a gold mine here
I
to
know.
tap into.
Now, Cliff, you always look great. You always look great,
You
and
do.
you
Only
have
when I come
throughout
on the
the
show.
year. So, do you feel like you're in your style
Have you hit your
moment?
No,
stride?
I'm still looking. I'm 65 and I still haven't found the style that I like. But I am guilty of going to the same hairdresser since I arrived in Sarasota. And I'm not like Joey. I mean, Joey's every day's metamorphosis.
Oh.
I don't do that. I found a shirt line online called Hook, which are fishermen's shirts.
Yes.
And they've got aeration.
Oh,
and I'm
no.
thinking, oh, photographer, I can sweat now. And then so I bought the whole line. I just went and bought the long sleeved and the short sleeved, and I bought them all. And
Right.
they come, and I wear one of the. People now are saying, "Oh, you look."
You've proven Mickey's point. Exactly.
Absolutely.
It's different for women. I mean, I feel like women really get into it in their 30s where they really kind of figure out who they are, and then that's kind of when they go with their style. And women, our bodies really fluctuate, so we kind of go with, well, that works
Probably.
too,
You know what?
right?
I'm going to choose to think that maybe just as you start to feel more comfortable once you hit your 40s and start to say, I'm here, this is me, this is as good as it's going to get, and I'm going to stay there. That's at least what I'm going with. All right, I'm going to get myself out of trouble here and check in with our happy hour forecast. And when we come back, Cliff's got his month's hottest social events, so get those calendars out.
Good afternoon, I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert weather update. Boy, another beautiful day today on a nice start this morning with temperatures in the 60s and then warming up this afternoon, upper 80s. Current conditions, we have 86 and mostly sunny. The relative humidity low, 41%. Winds are calm now and the pressure 30-14, still high and holding steady. Now, the evening planner calling for temperatures to stay in the low 70s at 11 o'clock under generally fair skies. We're looking for lows to be down into the mid to upper 60s. Temperatures currently up and down the coast into the mid 80s right now, though the Gulf of Mexico now at 78, Inglewood at 79, so cooler right near the coast, 87 in Bradenton, 84 Mayaca City, Arcadia is at 84, Northport at 85 degrees. Well, the winds are not all that strong. They've been out of the east, but notice those west winds right along the coast. So the sea breeze has developed, and that's keeping things a little bit cooler right near the coast. The east wind's not as strong right now, but we are seeing a pretty nice day. We'll let you know about the rest of the week's forecast coming up at 5. See you then.
Many of our snowbirds have already gone back north for the summer, but there's still so much going on the social calendar in the month of May, and Suncoast nonprofits need our support all year round. We need to get out there for them. Society photographer Cliff Rhodes is here with a preview of what is happening in May.
And I would like to say that today is Giving Challenge, and talking of non-profits,
right,
of course, and that the obviously Community Foundation and Patterson Foundation coming together to match anything that you give to our many non-profit organizations out there that I support and who pay my bills every day. And so I'm very much in favor of them.
You give back to them too.
Oh,
yes,
of course I do.
Well, let's talk about the YMCA Derby.
YMCA Derby, well, what happened was that the YMCA Foundation dissolved around 3 years ago, and they haven't had a going for the gold or a derby dream now for the last few years. I've brought old pictures with me of Giving Hearts gig that we did last year. You might recognise Tracy Spalsbury there, the wonderful daughter of our Wendy Ross.
Yes.
And they've done a few events, but nothing like this big one again, which is going on Saturday. Pardon me. A long night. Derby Dreams at the Ritz. This is going to be SarasotaYMCA.org if anybody would like to buy some tickets. You're going to get hats, you're going to get prizes for the best hat, the best dapper dresser, loads of mint juleps because it's Derby Day, of course. Yes. Then you'll get to watch the Kentucky Derby, and then there's band and dancing and everything. YMCA going for the gold. Derby Dreams this Saturday.
The Celebrating Outstanding Leadership? Now, I don't think I've known about that.
Never done it before myself. I haven't got any pictures of it. I bought their banner, which we've separated into two parts. It's done by the Greater Sarasota Chamber of Commerce, and obviously giving prizes and awards to the people that contribute greatly to the Sarasota community. We've got a Lifetime of Leadership Award to Chip Gaylor. Our lovely friend Veronica Brandon Miller is taking an Impact in Action Award together with Michael Saunders' son Drayton Saunders, and Dean Crowley is taking the Dedication Award. There's going to be an award ceremony down there at Art Ovation, which is now starting to take on.
Yes, well, how about Goodwill now?
Yeah, Goodwill.
Veronica, there she is again.
Yep.
That girl gets around.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, so Goodwill.
That's it. You're going to see Goodwill. They're doing their Ambassador Recognition Luncheon coming up very, very soon, May 11th at Michael's, recognizing, if I know Veronica, 100 people up on the stage, all getting nice prizes and awards as well. Who'll be Goodwill Ambassador of the Year, we want to know. That young man who was at We Are Sarasota last night, he'll probably be there as well.
The show. He was awesome.
Absolutely fantastic. So reserve your spot at foundation@gimi.org. Rolls.
It was a late night for you. How about Designing Daughters now? Wow, look at that. That looks like fun. Designing
This was last year's event at Moat Marine. The Designing Daughters, the spin-off of Designing Women. Beautiful, beautiful selection of very intelligent and ambitious ladies who come together once a year or twice with their celebrity bartending, where they raise money for a lot of organizations. I think they've raised $90,000 in the last year for non-profits. They give it away gladly, and they are a fantastic organization. This is one gig I love to go to. Look, I stood up at Moat and I did a nice group photo of them all. You know, I was up with the Sharks.
Younger crowd too, which is always
very
nice
good
to
crowd.
see.
You know a lot of these ladies.
Yeah.
Very clever ladies.
So
as well.
Kaleidoscope, I love that show.
It was the brainchild of Annie Morrison back in the day, and what it does is brings together the people of Loveland, Easter Seals, and the Haven, and the Oaks for one day they rehearse days in advance, but they bring them together for 1 hour at the Oslo on a Monday evening, and they perform under the leadership of Rhea Cooper and Catherine Maloney at the Oslo Rep. And I just say, it's free. Go along. Just sit there for an hour.
Oh, they
just
love
clap
it. They love it.
And just love it because that's what they love. And they are lovely people. They're giving their hearts out.
Yes, they are. Men Who Cook, they're lovely people too.
Yes. Are we going to be there this year, Linda?
Yes.
Yes, we
You
will.
are. You emceeing it, Joey?
Yes.
Good. We love that. Men Who Cook became Men Who Cook and Brew. There's John Scalzi, for example. And you've got 9 or 10 prominent gentlemen Who
Like
put
this
apron on?
prominent
There's
gentleman.
Joey doing it last year.
Oh, I better not wear that coat again.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know.
I get to judge the best table decoration. They go mad on what they do. Nikki Logan Curran there. Beautiful
Fun
outfit.
event.
She
Oh,
won't
yeah.
be there this year. There are last year's gentlemen in their aprons. It's a fantastic Sunday. It's going to be held at Michael's on the Bay this year.
Okay, that's
Previously
a little
at Van
different.
Wezel.
Yeah.
Now it's
How-
going to be at Michael's on the Bay.
How about Saks now? You always like this one.
This is a
Saks
June
Beauty.
event, and because I won't be talking June events, I brought this into the May events. I loved this last year. I thought I'd give it a mention. Terry Najmaholder, who is the general manager of Saks Fifth Avenue in the UTC, puts this on a Saturday morning. She gets her 2 stylists in, and a perfume stylist and a makeup stylist. This is one for you as well. You just sit there and you enjoy watching these stylists do what you do for a living. Basically model, take these women, make them up, recommend the perfume, recommend the makeup, and the ladies sit there. They get swag bags galore, guys. Go there to Saks in the UTC and go on this Saturday morning and have June 10th and have a wonderful time with Terry and Saks.
Okay, it's time for the photo of the month.
Yeah, I've neglected my twins this year, but this was Selby Gardens Garden to Plate. This was
look
2
at
weeks
this.
ago. Roger Capote put this together with his team of Tracy McCormack of Michael's on East. They put this wonderful
That's
table together.
Lovely.
The long table in Selby Gardens. The other one, who else?
Your
Of course,
girls.
it's
The babes.
Yeah, oh,
We were on the
beautiful.
Nina or the Pinta. One of them was moored down in Venice. With this, I don't think the Santa Maria was there, but we just took it
Oh,
from all.
thank you, Cliff. Thank you. That's awesome. You can see more of Cliff's photos. Just go to his website, Unsmugmug. Awesome. Thank you, Cliff.
You're welcome.
Next, Mickey has a great mother's gift idea for us.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Experience the Classical Music Celebration May 11th and 12th at the historic Sarasota Opera House. World-class musicians include guitar duo Charisma, currently touring with Andrea Bocelli. Tickets available online or by phone.
When money's tight and emergencies arise, CashNetUSA.com is available 24/7 to deliver quick loans for approved customers when they need it the most.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind Your Meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Mother's Day is less than 2 weeks away, and a great gift for mom is some professional pampering, especially because she might not take the time to do it for herself. Well, luckily, our beauty expert, Mickey Williams, is here to tell us about a special type of facial called HydraFacial. This is a great gift idea.
Oh my goodness, it's absolutely amazing, and it's all over the place. I'm seeing specials run all over Florida. They're on a world tour right now, but in this area, you can find it so many places. And
how is it different? How is HydraFacial different from a regular facial?
Well, I always say mom needs to, well, as we mature, we need to step up our skincare game, right? So it's not just like you're going to the same facialist that you did when you were 16, 17 years old. You might want to check out a doctor's office. You might want to check out a med spa. What's beautiful about HydraFacial is it's actually customizable. So whether you want to work with fine lines or wrinkles or congested pores or brown spots, you have zero downtime. So this is how it works. You see that little blue head? Now I just got trained to do this, so I'm going to walk you through it. It's so much fun.
This is great.
So what you do is there's a little bit of fluid there at the tip. That works, and they call this like this vortex. It's really amazing. So what that does is it pushes all of these amazing, nutrients into your skin, and then it kind of just sits there. It's packed with antioxidants, peptides, hyaluronic acid. It gives you this insane glow. My skin has it right now. I just had it done. But what's great about it is you have all these multiple steps. So if you want to get extraction, you actually have an extraction step.
Oh, okay.
But how the extraction works is they're not pushing on your skin. They're not doing any of that. What they're doing is they're using this little head to that. You see the little kind of machine there? That little head goes around and deposits again all of this beautiful fluid filled with all these nutrients, filled with hyaluronic, filled with everything, but it also works to sweep away all of those impurities under your skin. So think about if you were just cycling all of this amazing stuff underneath your skin, but also pulling out all of the impurities. When you're done with your HydraFacial, you can actually show your client what just came out of their skin. And you can see it in a tube. And that's actually my favorite part, but not maybe for everybody.
I love that. Yeah.
But it is, because you can see what was just living in your skin. You have this immediate glow. But what also is really incredible about it is this has been the biggest red carpet facial ever. We see celebrities buying the machines to have in their homes because there's the before and afters are just so incredible.
What do they cost?
Let's see. I want to see the
Take a look at
results
these. Okay, so look at this. This is unbelievable. This is just with a non-laser. Like, think of this. This is an advanced non-laser skincare system. Now, this is working on dark spots, congested skin, congested pores. It's taking away that red flush sometimes that you saw to your skin. It's absolutely unbelievable. And we're not using a laser here. We're giving the skin back that hydration that it needs. We're giving it back that kind, that little shell of skin that's on the top. We're taking that away and we're giving it to these great
look
layers.
at the difference there.
It's unbelievable.
And the good news is you can find it here on the Suncoast.
Yeah, we saw it happening at the Ritz-Carlton. It's actually also at the Little Day Spa. We're seeing it everywhere, but if you want to find a physician that carries it, you can go to their physician finder online, and it's absolutely amazing. It's the best gift for mom I think you could give, because it's
great.
Beautifying mom, but it's also a very luxe treatment.
And Mickey's right. Yes. I did actually check earlier today. There are all through the Suncoast you can find this. So this is great. No matter where mom is on the Suncoast, she can find it. For more information to find a provider, go to the HydraFacial website. That's hydrafacial.com. Coming up next, we're so excited. We get to meet superstar Tony Danza. He's here in the studio.
Oh boy.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sunny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
I witnessed him have 2 heart attacks in ICU. He went through seizures.
We'd much rather have Aaron like this than dead.
A lot of parents don't have that luxury.
He can't talk. He can't walk. This is a condition Aaron will live with for the rest of his life because he abused prescription pills.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
We know actor Tony Danza as a beloved television superstar from shows like Taxi and Who's the Boss? Well, now Suncoast audiences can get to know Tony in a different way as he performs a one-man cabaret show at the Sarasota Opera House this weekend. And we are thrilled that Tony stopped by to talk to us today. Welcome, Tony.
Good morning.
Oh,
good
this
morning.
is so thrilling.
So nice to see you, Linda.
This is a first for Sarasota to have you here.
Well, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone because it's like the view only here. It's weird.
Well, good. That's what we're aiming for. So that's a good thing. Well, welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Your show is called Standards and Stories.
Yes,
so,
right away. I just want to tell you, I just heard you say that Tony Danza's at the Opera House.
Congratulations.
Tony Danza's at the Opera House. You're like, what's wrong with this picture? That doesn't sound right. I didn't either, you know. Yeah.
Are you singing?
Yes, the act is a lot of singing, a lot of dancing, a lot of jokes, a lot of stories of it's standards and stories. It's pretty self-explanatory. And it's something I wrote and I've been playing, and it's been well received, and it's so much fun to do. We got a great band. John Otto is our music director, and he played for Rosemary Clooney. So it's really an honor to be with the guy. He's just terrific. He arranges all the songs, and the other three schmoes have been with me for almost 20 years. Because I've been out there doing, this is one of those things that you. Unless, much different than when I was younger. When we were younger, there were variety shows. You'd go on the variety show and do your act, you do your stuff. There's no place to do that, really. So you're out there in the countryside doing it. Sometimes you're playing an opera house. Sometimes you're singing a ballad as the roller coaster goes by. But that's what I really love to do it, and so we have a lot of fun with it. And that's really the thing you learn over time is that you can't go up there to succeed. You can't go up there to have somebody else see you, maybe get another job. You just go up there to enjoy the gift you're getting, that you're allowed to do it, because everybody else would like to do it.
Yes, they would.
And just have the best time you can, and then when you do, the audience does as well.
And those variety shows used to weave the great storytelling in with songs, and you would really get to feel like you spent time with the host.
It's exactly what I'm doing. It's exactly what I'm doing. I talk about some personal stuff. I talk about a lot of professional stuff, and I weave. The Great American Songbook. It is, it's really a revelation. I got a joke in the act. I talk about today's music. I say, I don't know what these kids are going to have to hum. But anyway, there's so many songs, and aside from the great melodies, the lyrics are just something that is so easily woven into a story to enhance the emotional hook and stuff, and I get to do it, and I get to sing some of my most favorite songs.
Who were your musical influences?
Well, I talk about this in the show. I really didn't have any. When I was a kid, I never really saw an instrument. I used to do a bad joke that I was brought up by the Taliban, but it's like I said, it's a bad.
It's a joke.
It's a joke. But it's a bad joke. But I really didn't. I didn't. And I wasn't really interested. And then my mother, one day my mother says to me, as we were cleaning the house in the morning, I wanted to listen to a Frank Sinatra album. And she played this Frank Sinatra album. She constantly told me, about it. And I do this story in the show, and I'll do just a little bit. She said to me, listen how he sings this part. And I listened, but I watched her. And she was so moved. And you know, you're 9, your mother freaks out like that. You go, what's going on here? You know what I mean? It was a crazy moment. And I appreciate that I didn't appreciate him as much as she did at the time. But when I was in the 11th grade, Strangers in the Night came out. Frank Sinatra had the #1 song in the country. The Frank guy my mother liked had the #1 song.
The Frank guy.
and to tell you the truth, that doobie-doobie-doo thing at the end, really, I like that.
Well, I want to brag on your show for a second, because the New York Times said, and I quote, that you exude the kind of charisma that cannot be taught. Well, and is it freeing for you to be able to be off script and kind of be with the crowd as opposed to some of the scripted stuff you've done in the past?
You know, I just finished doing a TV show for Netflix. Pretty soon we'll all be working for them. Watch out. You know, it's very, you're tied to it very, very closely. A lot of fun. It's called The Good Cop, by the way, with Josh Groban.
Yes.
Wait till he's going to surprise a lot of people. But anyway, so but I get to be up there, and like I said, a lot of this stuff is stuff that I always wanted to do. Like I got a review in the New York Times once where a guy said I was like a kid singing to his relatives in the living room. You know, because that's what it's always been like for me. Because I used to do that when I was a kid. So this is it's an extension of something that I really, really, really enjoy.
It's so great for the audience when they walk out from that and they feel they know you. They feel what you were feeling.
Well, cabaret, if you're really doing it right, is about making a connection with the audience, because it's such an intimate, you know, it's an intimate show. I haven't been in the Opera House. I can't wait to see it. I'm going there after the show today to see it. So but that connection is what I'm really going for.
Do you do a Q&A with the audience?
No, I do a meet and greet afterwards, but it's a performance. It's not audience participation. You know what I mean? I heard a guy say once, "Hey, I work alone."
But they can feel like they've spent some time with you after. Now, all right, so most of everyone knows you, of course, from your great TV career, but being on stage is not foreign to you. You starred on Broadway in Honeymoon in Vegas. You starred on Broadway and in Vegas in The Producers. So do you have a preference of cabaret versus scripted musical?
Well, first of all, being in a musical, there's nothing like being in a musical. I did The Producers on Broadway. I just wanted to explain something to you. By the way, I played Max Bialystock. I played the heavyset Jewish guy who says I have no range. Anyway, it was the most fun job you've ever had. I mean, it's totally exhausting and challenging, and yet, you know, you're part of this incredible operation that starts something at 8 o'clock and finishes at a certain time, and you have to be there every step of the way. And if you just saw the backstage choreography, it would knock you out. So there's a tremendous thrill to that. But what's great about this whole thing is I get to do all this stuff. Like I said, just finished shooting a show on the streets of New York. I'm going to sing at the Opera House. I've been on Broadway. Quite a life. I really, you know, I struggle with. I'll tell you what I struggle with. I struggle with how lucky I am. I mean, I'm scared that something's going to, the other shoe's going to drop.
We're very lucky because I think you did bring.
I did bring Lucy.
Ukulele.
Yeah, I brought so I used this in the show. In fact, you know what I brought? I brought today's thought I'm hooked on this calendar. And, you know, it's the thought for the day, helpful hints, whatever it's called. Life's little, I don't know. Anyway, so actually my ex-wife bought it for me a long time ago, but I keep doing it.
This is good.
So today, but it has something to do with the ukulele. But just so I'm just gonna. Today's thought for the day. Here's May 1st, so you can see May 1st, right? May 1st.
You're not kidding.
Okay. Don't go to bed with dishes in the sink. All right, that's a good one. That's a good one.
A metaphor for that.
Yeah. One day it said something about a ukulele, and it got me here. So what I try to do is try to adapt the American songbook to it. So maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm weak and maybe I'm strong, but nevertheless, I'm in love with you. It's early.
I've got tears in my eyes.
Wow. You do not want to miss the Cabaret Show. Tony Danza, Standards and Stories. It is for one night only at the Sarasota Opera House on May 4th. You want to get your tickets soon. They are going fast. You can go to the Sarasota Opera's website, sarasotaopera.org. Coming up next, we have a preview, another great show you want to see, Ruthless the Musical.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC7, weekdays starting at 5.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
This is an ABC7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. New developments in the viral shark dragging investigation, why one of the men accused is no longer facing charges. Plus, a victim now identified in a Manatee County death investigation, why investigators say the death is no longer considered suspicious. Let's get a check on the weather now again with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan. Bob?
Good afternoon, everyone. A beautiful day it was today. Nice cool start, too. Temperatures in the mid-60s, lots of sunshine around. And notice hardly any clouds throughout the southeast United States. And that's a result of this big area of high pressure, which is not moving much. It's pretty much stationary. And it continues to dominate our weather with that east flow. A little bit of a sea breeze has developed along the coastline, keeping temperatures a bit cooler there. Right at the airport, it's calm. It's in the between the east and west winds right there. And the pressure 3014. That's up, and that continues to be the dominating weather feature for us. Clear tonight, 72 at midnight.
Download the all-new ABC7 First Alert weather app now.
Here's something we bet you didn't know. Nearly half of all cancers can be prevented. That's right, half. Nearly 50%, mostly by making small everyday changes in your diet and controlling your weight, walking more, eating less, and eating foods that help you and your family to seriously reduce the risk of cancer. And of course, by not smoking. Visit the Cancer Prevention Together We Can website and get a free 30-day planner filled with tips, recipes, stats, and more about protecting your family. Go to prevent50.org.
Excuse me a minute. Hi, Dad. No, don't try to get up.
Hi, I'm Julie, a right-at-home caregiver. And if I'd been caring for Tom's dad, I would have noticed some dizziness that could lead to balance issues. That's because I'm trained to report any changes in behavior, no matter how small. So Tom could have peace of mind.
We'll be right there. We have to go.
Hey, Tom, you should try Right at Home. They're great for us.
The right care, right at home.
CashNet USA is trusted by over 2 million customers.
Perfect. When I lean back, I trust that you will be there to catch me.
Okay, bad idea, bad idea.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a photojournalist with experience in news gathering, ENG cameras, and ETIAS. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply.
Oh, come on. How can an adorable 8-year-old girl be ruthless? Well, you'll understand when you meet Tina Denmark in Ruthless the Musical that's now playing at the Starlight Room. Ruthless 8-year-old Tina Denmark, that's her you're looking at, will do anything to win the role of Pippi Longstocking in her school musical. Nothing and nobody is going to stop her from stardom. And here she is, ruthless herself, Katie Cairo. Welcome, Katie.
Hi.
You look different from last time we saw you.
Yes.
So tell us about the plot of Ruthless.
Well, Ruthless is a story of Judy, a naive housewife, and her adorable yet sociopathic daughter, Tina.
Psycho would be a good word, too.
Yes. Encouraged by her new manager, Sylvia, played by Beniva Fruitville, Tina will do anything to get in the lead in the school play, including murder.
Murder?
Oh.
Scary. So this is not a play for children. This is not a children's story.
No.
Well, there's Beniva Fruitville. Of course it isn't if Beniva's in it.
Yes. It is definitely not a kids show. There's cursing, but it's really just a good time. It's a really fun time.
we love seeing Beneva in these things because we always know we're going to laugh about that.
Yes.
Now, you play a very cutthroat little girl, and yet everybody always tells us how easy you are to work with.
Oh,
how do you
thank
play
you.
such a bad kid?
Well, I think it's always fun to play the opposite of yourself. It's really just a good time, and I get to explore. I use Uta Hagen's 6 Steps with Act True, and I really delved into the script and analyzed the comedic structure, and of course, Dennis, our director, is so fun to work with, and we really just got to play, and he brought in such amazing direction, and we got to play with that, which is really awesome.
Yeah. This is a serious actress. Okay, let's play a game.
Yes.
Let's see how good she
All right,
really
so this,
is.
It sounds like this show is a send-up of The Bad Seed and some of the other shows that we might be familiar with, and since it's all fun and games, here is the game. So we're going to show you a child star when they were a star. A lot of them you may not have realized they were child stars. We have to guess who the adult is. So here is the first one. Can we guess that face? A finalist on Star Search?
Sally Field?
As a child?
No, it's not Sally Field.
We may have stumped them.
Emma Watson?
This is none other than Britney Spears.
Good.
Wow.
Yes, she was one of the vocalists,
Wow.
finalists on Star Search.
Have you seen the new pictures of Britney, by the way? I'm like, it's even better than that one over there.
All right, let's do the next child star.
Okay.
Also a finalist on Star Search. Also a rival of Britney Spears, some
Christina
might say.
Aguilera.
Yeah.
Who?
Yes, the large-voiced Christina Aguilera.
Oh my gosh!
Yes.
You look like an innocent little kid.
I know.
All right, next contestant. All right.
Justin Timberlake?
Justin Timberlake.
Wow, you are good.
It's gonna be May. Yes, that was Justin. Was also
That's
Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan. She was
good.
so innocent looking before.
I know,
she
right?
had a life of non-innocence.
Miley Cyrus.
There was speaking
Yeah.
of, yes. And
Oh wow!
a little more
Quite a
revealing
difference.
as she grew
Never wear
up.
that outfit.
This one might stump you.
Ryan Gosling. Yeah.
Maybe not. Yes, Ryan Gosling
yeah,
was on
it
the
is.
new
I like
Mickey
them better
Mouse
like
Club.
that, like the older
Yes.
pictures.
Wow, you guys are good.
All right, well, Katie, they all went on to stardom, and we have no doubt that you will as well.
Well, she's already been
Yes.
all across the country playing an Annie, haven't you?
Oh, no.
No, but she could be.
Yes.
Well, Ruthless, the musical, is at the Starlight Room through May 6th. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss Katie.
Yes.
And
Oh, this
Beneva
girl's going
Fruitvale
places.
and a cast of characters. For tickets and more information, visit starlightsrq.com. Coming up next, do you skip breakfast? We're going to tell you why a recent study says you might not want to.
Want to know a secret? If you're looking for the best selection of area rugs at an unbelievable price, the only place you need to look is Rugs is Art. I know what you're thinking. Expensive, right? Wrong. Rugs is Art has the largest selection of area rugs on the west coast of Florida in a variety of styles, with 8x11 area rugs starting at $199. Largest selection, personalized service, and unbelievably low prices. You'll find it all at Rugs is Art.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
Experience the Classical Music Celebration May 11th and 12th at the historic Sarasota Opera House. World-class musicians include guitar duo Charisma, currently touring with Andrea Bocelli. Tickets available online or by phone.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
My name is Julius. I have cerebral palsy. I work for Farmer Jeffy Weising Law Firm. I do a lot of data entry and scanning documents. I want to increase my working experience to make the company much better. At the end of the day, it's good to think of the day's work and to think about what I have accomplished.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to abilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Everyone's buzzing about Suncoast View.
I like watching the Suncoast View.
I like the Suncoast View.
The cooking segments, I love the recipes. The theater segments are terrific. They're just fun.
For smart, fun talk in the afternoon, watch Suncoast View, weekdays at 4 on ABC 7.
All right, well, a new study confirms that if you skip breakfast, you may be more likely to gain weight. Yes, researchers found that people who never ate breakfast or skipped it more than 3 times a week had a higher waist circumference. All right, fess up. Who leaves the house without a good, solid breakfast? Mickey, Cliff, Linda?
I always have a banana in my hand, so I eat my banana as I drive to work.
All right.
But I do bulletproof coffee, so the butyric acid coats my stomach so that my body doesn't think it's starving.
And Cliff, you work around the clock.
I do.
So I'm not
I go to bed at 3, 4. I wake up in my chair at 5, go to bed until 7, get up, couple of cookies and a coffee.
All right, well, see, we might be in trouble, but we're covered for today because even though it is lunchtime, we are heading into the kitchen with Saul from Starlight Room.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Here's what we're working on for 5 o'clock. First responders are known as heroes in our community, but not dealing with their issues properly can create lifelong consequences. How holding in those feelings can become deadly. Taking a quick look at First Alert traffic. Right now, traffic is slow going, heading north over the DeSoto Bridge into Palmetto from Bradenton. However, the southbound lanes are looking clear. Now let's get a check on our First Alert weather forecast with Bob.
Good afternoon, everyone. A beautiful day it was. A nice start this morning. Temperatures in the mid-60s. We warmed up under lots of sunshine. Temperature 86 right now, and the humidity is really comfortable, 41%. We have calm conditions out there. A little sea breeze has kicked in near the barrier islands. High pressure continues to dominate the weather across all the southeast. Hardly any clouds to be found as a result of this large dome of high pressure. Sinking air will keep skies clear tonight, too. We're looking for 72 by 11 o'clock tonight. More at 5.
Watch Good Morning Suncoast on ABC 7, weekdays starting at 5.
When money's tight and emergencies arise, CashNetUSA.com is available 24/7 to deliver quick loans for approved customers when they need it the most.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 78.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Thank you. You got a king?
Go fish! In your face! In your face!
It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Ever since I can remember, I've been intrigued by industrial design and the optimization.
Wait, that's passion? Ever since I can remember, my passion has been industrial design. We need 3D printers for Miss Adams' engineering program so that we are ready to solve 21st century challenges.
Impressive. Think It Up is a new initiative to support student-powered, teacher-led learning projects. Students and teachers, how can you spark great learning experiences in your classroom today? Think It Up.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Coming up Wednesday at 4, it's almost vacation season, and that means many of us take a vacation from our workout regimen. We ask a fitness trainer about how to do workouts even when we're on the go. American Stage Theater in the Park in St. Petersburg presents the award-winning musical The Producers. We'll get a preview and meet some of the cast members. Plus golf course communities in Suncoast for sale and Mother's Day dining ideas with Chef Judy.
All right, we are so excited, I especially, because we have Saul's New York City Deli, which I love me some New York City delis at the Starlight Room. What are you making, Saul? I'm super.
Well, today we're making stuffed cabbage, which is a favorite over in the
I
restaurant.
heard it earlier, but I just wanted you to say it again because I was so excited.
Yeah.
All right.
So get right to it.
Yes, let's get started.
So our stuffed cabbage is an Eastern European recipe. You know, some people make it sweet and sour, and have raisins in it. That's the way we're doing it. So what you do is you have cabbage leaves. What you do, you have a big head of cabbage. You'll boil it for about an hour in a pot of water, and then take the leaves off. All right, and then before you roll it, you want to take the core off right here.
Oh, I've never done that. I'm learning something here.
So it rolls really easily.
Okay.
All right, so now we're going to make the stuffing. Okay, the stuffing is, excuse me, hamburger meat.
Okay.
I would say about a pound of hamburger meat. Okay, and some chopped celery.
Oh, really chopped fine.
Oh, yeah. Some rice, and not cooked rice because we're going to use this as a binding agent.
Okay.
You know, but there's a little bit of rice in here, some carrot. All right, diced carrot, some diced onion. Okay, and let's see. Now we have a lot of seasoning we're going to put in there. So we have granulated onion, a little of that, a little bit of granulated garlic. If I can get it out, there we go. Pepper and caraway seed and chives.
Wow, you can get all that in a lettuce leaf.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and a little bit of salt. Then we're going to take one egg and crack it in there, and now we're going to mix it up. Oops, you don't want that shell in there.
A little extra protein.
A little extra protein. Now we're going to mix it up. You wear gloves, you can use your hands. All right, so we'll mix it all up. And the reason I want you guys to get all meaty here, so I'm going to do it for you.
Thank you.
We've had your cooking, and we're thrilled that you're doing it for us.
Yes.
You know, it's you know, the deli is great, you know, but we sell a lot of the stuffed cabbage there. That's
I
why
bet you do.
amongst our sandwiches. So.
All right, so we have a couple minutes left. So you've got the filling now.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to take the filling and put it right in our cabbage leaf and give it a roll.
It's like a
Oh,
burrito.
yours is so much neater than mine.
There you go, just like
You
that.
tear them. Is there a secret to not tearing the?
You just got to be careful. Now, once you have this, you put it in a little boat. You put it in a little boat, and you put the sauce on it. All right, and then you cook it in the oven for about an hour, hour and a half. Our sauce is right here. It takes a long time to make, so it's tomato. It's cinnamon, lemon juice.
And luckily, you have brought us a finished product.
Oh, good.
So let's see. Mickey, you can set that right there.
So you cook them individually?
Well, what I do, you're gonna love that.
Here we go.
There, I do cook them individual, and sometimes for catering, I cook them a bunch of them.
I'm gonna set this He brought another one because he knew we were going to dive right
We're
into
standing
that.
right here with our
This
forks.
is all part of Saul's menu
Here you
at
go, get right
Starlight
in there.
Room.
Here,
you
come
can
on.
find
Come
so
on,
many of
Cliff,
Saul's
come on.
great signature
There you go.
dishes, plus brunch on Sundays. So thank you, Saul.
All right.
You'll also want to check out the Starlight Room, Ruthless the Musical. Always great to see theater in fun, exciting new venues like the Starlight Room. That goes through May 6th. You can find the whole menu of Saul's. You can find out information about the show by going to starlight.srq.com. Cliff, thank you so much. Great to get the inside scoop on what's coming up this month socially. And Mickey, thank you for the great Mother's Day facial ideas. I might have to get one myself. Not a mother, but a facial.
We're going.
All right,
Best thing I've
don't you
ever
forget,
tasted,
take
I
some
think.
time,
All right.
enjoy the Suncoast view.